right, welcome to Nashville Art Makers. My name is Ronnie Chris, and this is the wonderful Marlene Douala Duboc. And we're going to talk a little bit about her art and her life today, and we hope you enjoy the conversation. So how are you doing?
I'm good. Yes.
Good. All right.
Thanks for interviewing me.
You got it. Well,
I'm excited.
Yes, we love just introducing people to the Nashville artists here in the community, and it's a really joy to be able to see all the different artwork that's made here. And my first question to you, because you have a very interesting background and maybe even different compared to some of the other artists we've interviewed. So will you describe to me what Belgium was like? Because I know that you grew up there.
Yes, I'm born in Belgium and I've spent my teenager years and my college years all in Belgium. So, yeah, what can I say about Belgium? It's a very small country. It's a good country to live in. You know, I like it. But I know that the weather is not nice to live there, so people are complaining often about the weather.
What's the weather like?
Well, it's not extreme cold or not extreme warm, but it's like England, London. It's
England,
mainly grey, like today we have here in Nashville.
Yeah.
So yes, that influences a bit the people, because when the weather is nice, people are so much more happy and alive and talk to each other. But again, in general, it's a Western country, a very small country. It's in the middle of Europe. It is very stable. It's a rich country. So all these things, you know, are wonderfully. The education is well organized. The school systems are well organized.
And where did you go to school in Belgium?
Well, in Belgium we don't have the system like here, like public and private. So everyone mainly goes free. It's just my elementary school in a small little village, and then I went to a big city, Ghent, to do my art school.
Okay,
and
so you went to art school in Ghent?
In Ghent. And I did like high school here, but it was especially for people with a kind of a talent in art. You can do that, you know, so it's still a normal curriculum you have in a high school, but it's a bit more focused on art. And then when I was 18 years old, that was between 15 and 18. So when I was done with high school, I went to the same art school and I did like the 4-year specialization. That's the highest.
What did you specialize?
Printmaking.
Printmaking. Okay.
Yes.
And did you do printmaking outside of once you graduated there? Did you kind of go into printmaking?
Because that's the problem. When you do printmaking, it's very intense and it's very technical, and we came out only with 12 in our art school, and we don't have many art schools in Belgium, so not a lot of people are coming out with that degree in Belgium. And it's very arty. The problem is, what do you do with that degree?
Yeah.
Because you need your studio with all your equipments, you know, your press, your chemical stuff, your tons of tools you need to have to make prints or to do printmaking. So yes, I didn't do a lot anymore after I graduated with printmaking.
Okay.
Because actually immediately after I graduated, I left to Africa.
What actually brought you to Mozambique?
Mozambique, that's my husband. He has to take that. That is responsible.
That's his responsibility?
Yeah, because he actually is a geologist, you say?
Geologist, okay.
And it's hard to find work in Belgium. Most people go overseas, especially Africa or other countries. And he always dreamed to do some work in Africa in his field. So we were very hippie type of people, and we were open, you know, for a jump, for a challenge in life. And I realized it was such a poor country, but I thought, oh, I can do it. But it was very hard, yes. It was very hard to be in Mozambique.
At some point in time, you went to South Africa.
Yes,
So
yeah, that's in 1990. And
what did
that
you
was
do there?
better conditions because before we were like kind of based on a volunteering contract. So, but South Africa changed the whole journey, I would say, because we went with a company, so good contract, the other country more stable. Still, lots of people poor.
Yeah.
Lots of people, with to the infrastructure. For me, to live with a small family and a young family, because at that time I had 2 small children.
Okay.
There was food to buy, there was everything to buy, So it was not difficult to survive in my position.
Yeah.
But again, why I was going to South Africa, I followed my husband
Yeah.
because he was working there.
Well, that's a common story in a lot of ways. When we decide to get married,
Right.
we make decisions together, and sometimes those decisions
Exactly.
bring us in places we might not originally come on.
Exactly, yes. But I'm happy. I'm happy because I did all these things and I traveled, not just South Africa, but Southern Africa, more countries in Africa. And yes, that's why,
Yeah.
because he brought me there, I could do and have a broader view of the world. Maybe
Perfect.
I was still the artist in Belgium otherwise.
Yeah. So you do feel like your time in Africa has affected
Right.
sort of your artwork and what you do. So can you explain a little more about that?
Yes, because I think all artists, they keep their eyes open and their ears open and you're aware what's around you. So for me, Africa, that's a real different culture. Because first of all, the people are different.
Very, yeah.
I was used to paint or draw white people. Now suddenly I had all these black people. So and the faces are different. So that inspired differently. You have to use another color palette. You have to look different to the faces. So
Different birds and
and they
shapes.
and they have beautiful faces. For me, I was inspired by them. They are colorful. The fruit, the food, the way they dress, their culture, it's so different. Of course you're inspired by that. I was. But after a couple of years, that was enough. So I started to be inspired by other things. And this is something weird that goes in between. I had a fashion line for a couple of years in South Africa. So I did stop for a couple of years to really be the hard-working painter. I did paint here and there, but I was really busy with a fashion line, so and successful. But that's a story you're not going to tell here because it's about the art and not about the fashion.
Yeah.
So once I knew that I was going to America, I stopped. And I was thinking, okay, I will try to make it here as a designer in the fashion, but I started to paint a whole exhibition the last year, and that was all with sculptures from Africa. That was the subject.
So that first exhibition in America
was with the paintings I made in South Africa.
Okay.
Subject sculptures from Africa, and I kept them because some people wanted to buy some paintings. I say no, I want to keep it together and I want to try to have an exhibition with that here in America. So, and that's actually what happened. I had the first one at the Parthenon with that range or that that set I made there. Yes.
Very good.
And then I shift. Inspiration-wise, I was not in Africa anymore, so people were still asking me, why are you still painting African, whatever, people, sculptures, animals? And I'm like, no, I'm not in Africa anymore.
So that's a good transition.
It's a good transition.
Because my next question